Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Natalie, or welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. In this video, I'll be sharing with you guys a recent purchase of mine. And yes, it is another handbag, but I don't own anything from this brand in my collection. I do own something else, like a product that I've used, and I really love that product. So that's why I really wanted to test out the leathers and the handbags from this brand. And the brand that I'm talking about is Coach. So I picked up the Coach, I think it's called the Kip bag. I purchased this on Farfetch and they called it the Cassie bag, but when I did a bit of research and looked at reviews and everything, the Cassie bag looks quite different to this. It has like a C turnlock and is quite large. This is a very mini, tiny bag. So I think it's called the Kip bag from what I could see online. There aren't too many reviews on this bag, so that's why I want to come on here and show you guys a closer look at it in case you're interested. So as I mentioned, I don't own anything from Coach, but I do own the Coach leather moisturizer, and this stuff is a lifesaver. If you guys haven't seen my Nano Speedy, or like how I ruined my Nano Speedy, I'll link that video up here. But I got all these white color transfer like staining on the canvas, and I purchased this, and this got the white stains off completely. So I'd highly recommend this if you want to get rid of any marks or just maintain your leather. I think if you've had stains for a couple of years, this probably won't work as well because it's kind of like settled in. But if you've just recently got color transfer or stains onto your canvas bags or leather bags, definitely give this a go. So because this product works so well, I figured the handbags and the leathers that Coach do must be really good too if they can mix up a formula this good to help with maintaining and cleaning handbags. So that's why I wanted to dive in and try out a Coach handbag. And a lot of the Coach handbags aren't really on my alley, like the ones that have the monogram logos, the ones with like the C everywhere. I'm not a huge fan of that. Like I don't like how the C is like all different angles and like upside down and turned sideways and everything. So it looks a bit messy to me. So I'm not a huge fan of the monogram canvas or monogram printed Coach bags. But when I saw this, I just loved how minimalistic it was. And I did actually see a different version of this, like a different style, very similar but different, on Hannah's YouTube channel. Her name is Hello Catwalk City. I'll leave a link to her channel down below. She does amazing reviews and luxury videos, so definitely check her out. I love watching her videos. And she mentioned that, or she did a video on her Coach, I think it was called the Rambo bag. It's a very similar style. It's more like a square shape though. So I'll also leave a link to that video down below too. And yeah, she talked about how amazing it is and how durable and also how minimalistic it is. And that's what I absolutely love about this Coach bag. Like I love how there's no huge logos. Even this turnlock here, there's no like C logo. I know with like the Cassie bags that Coach do, it has like a C turnlock, so you can tell it's Coach or it's branded, but this just has nothing at all except for this dog tag here which says Coach, but that is removable. And on the hardware you won't be able to see on camera because it's so tiny, but there's little engraving that says Coach all around the hardware. So I love that little attention to detail. So it's not in your face, but you still know you're getting that quality and that little detail to it. So I love this so much, and I have already been using this a lot. And the reason for this purchase is because I wanted a handbag that I could take just to the grocery store or just to run errands that doesn't scream luxury, because all of my handbags, you'll see that like my Chanel bags, my Louis Vuitton ones all have logos on it. And even with my Givenchy Antigona Mini, so I used to take this just to the grocery store, but I felt it was quite bulky and it is minimalistic. It only has that small logo, which I love, but even this is quite large. Like look at the size comparison between the two. So this just felt quite boxy and a little bit formal. So yeah, that's why I picked up the Coach Kip bag. So now that we've talked a bit about it and why I purchased it, let's get into an overview of the Coach Kip bag. So just for size comparison, I do have my mini pochette here as well. So just holding them side by side, they're actually very similar. Like the Coach Kip bag is very tiny. Don't be deceived of it when you look at it online. It is really small. And my pochette accessoire, so my pochette accessoire is actually slightly longer than it. So got that there. But I think that this is such a perfect size just for running errands or just quickly going out somewhere. And as I mentioned, it's not logo heavy. It's not screaming logos or luxury designer. So this is like a cowhide leather, and it's a really smooth leather, and over time it will soften. I can already tell after using it a handful of times, the leather has already started to soften a little bit, which is really, really nice. It is genuine glove tanned leather, so it does say that at the bottom there. So I don't know too much about Coach's history, but I do know that this leather is the type of leather that they use on baseball gloves. So that's how they make it so durable, and it's just so nice to touch. It's so smooth, and it will soften over time. So as you use it more, as it molds to, I guess, your body and your warmth and your heat and the usage of it, it does slowly soften over time, but I don't think it's going to like deflate completely. It's just going to soften to a really nice soft leather handbag. So as I mentioned, the hardware on this is a brushed gold hardware, and everything here is detachable, so you can take off the strap if you wanted to. So you've just got the strap off like that, and it does have like a little top handle, which is cute. So it's kind of like the Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis, where it's got like, it's kind of like that boxy briefcase shape, and it's got like a little top handle, so you can just carry it like this if you like, or you can even wrap like a small twilly around it to decorate it a little bit, just because it is very plain. It's all black leather. And at the back here we do have a back pocket, which is really nice. So your phone won't actually fit inside. I do have just like my phone case here representing my phone, so it won't actually fit that way. But if you wanted to be just hands-free really quickly, you can just pop it in like that, and that's pretty secure. It's probably like a third in the pocket there, so having that against your body, I think that's fine, but I probably wouldn't leave it in there the entire time I'm using the handbag or when I'm out. It does fit in the handbag, which I'll show you a bit later. But yeah, this back pocket is actually really handy. It's quite decent as well, so you can probably even fit a card holder at the back and other things like receipts, just something that you want quick access to. So that's nice that that back pocket is there. And then at the front here, it's got kind of like a little U-shape flap closure, and this is very reminiscent of the Chanel Square Mini. It's more rectangular in shape. It's not quite as long as the rectangular mini, but it's not quite as square as the Square Mini from Chanel. So it's a nice in between. So it does fit all the essentials, as I mentioned, and I'll get into what fits inside a bit later in the video. So at the front here, we've got that U-shaped kind of flap, and you'll see the stitching all along the sides here. It's made immaculately. Like, there's no pop stitching, there's no stitch out of place. The line goes all the way around the handbag like that, and it's so nice. Like, you can't get any better than this. I've looked over it with a fine tooth comb and I can't see anything out of place. It's just made perfectly. And the good thing with the Coach Kip bags, and I don't know if they do this with all their handbags, like leather handbags, but the sides are actually leather, so that's where this stitching comes from. It's completely like curled around the sides to close it off, and then they've stitched it tightly together. Whereas with the Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis, I believe it's glazing, like they've just glazed it, the sides, and that's where you find you get a lot of issues, because when you're constantly opening and closing the flap, the glazing tends to crack over time and just like dries up and cracks. So that's where I think they've had to recall a couple and having to take back to Louis Vuitton. So this is amazing that it's all leather, so you're not going to have that cracked issue. And I just love this turnlock. As I mentioned, it is very reminiscent of the Chanel square bags or the rectangular minis, like with the little turnlock there. So this is like a nice little turnlock. I know with the Cassie bag, it is a C shape and it protrudes out from the bag, and the little turnlock is quite small. So I did watch a lot of reviews on that too, and a lot of people were saying that because the C protrudes out and this little turn buckle there is still small, so you would have to like kind of go in and find this little knob there, I guess, and just turn it, whereas this sticks out enough where you can just easily turn it like that. Another great thing with this turnlock is that it turns 360, so it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed, it will just turn either way. And on the turnlock, it has Coach engraved on both sides, which is a really nice touch. So you just turn the turnlock like that, and then you flip open the bag, and inside it's all that really nice leather, just like on the outside. I feel like this is a lot softer, but maybe because you've bent it a lot more, but it is really nice. See how gorgeous that leather is? It's so nice. So inside, as you can see, it's very small, and it's got a kind of linen lining, which is really nice. And at the back here, we've got a back pocket and a little care booklet that it came with. And that back pocket is actually really generous. So I often put my card holder at the back just because it's really easy access to get the card holder out, and I don't have to fuss over everything that's in the main compartment. but it does have like a little bit of like an accordion style stretch to it, not too much, but enough where you can put all the essentials and fit the essentials that you need. And then on the other side, on this part here, there's actually 2 credit card holders, so you can put your cards in here if you didn't want to carry a separate card holder or wallet, just to maximize and utilize the space in here, or the very limited space that you have. So that's a really cute and really smart idea for Coach to do. Like, they didn't have to do that, but again, the attention to detail on this bag is just amazing. And I don't think I've even told you the price of this. So this Coach Kip bag retails for 440 Australian dollars on the Farfetch website, and I actually got another 10% off that, so came out to about $400, which is, I can't believe like this is $400. Comparing it to the Louis Vuitton Mini Pochette, this is $595, and this is just a canvas pouch just with like a tiny little leather tab there. So a full leather handbag for $400 versus a canvas pouch for $595. Of course, Louis Vuitton is a luxury brand, so obviously you're paying more for the brand name. But if you've been looking for a mini pochette for a really long time to use as like a small crossbody bag, definitely check out the Coach bag, the Coach Kip. This is such a good alternative and for a lot cheaper, and you're getting a full leather bag for it. So I would highly recommend this. I can't stress that enough. Like, I just really love this bag. And of course, it does come with the leather strap too. So with this leather strap, it has adjustable loops, so you can alter it so it doesn't matter how tall or short you are, this will fit you. And it has really easy to attach straps, so it's just like little, I don't know what you'd call these, but you just pull it down and it clips onto the side of the bag. So you've got the little deer eggs on the side there, and it also comes with this cute little Coach tag there, so a leather tag that says Coach, but obviously you can remove that if you don't want that, but I just like that dangling there. It gives it a bit of detail. So yeah, that's an overview of the Coach Kip bag. So now let's get into the fun part of what fits inside this little guy. So I have a few things in front of me, and I'll put in what I would normally take with me when I'm just running errands or going to the grocery store. So just open up like that. First thing is obviously my card holder, and this is when the Louis Vuitton card holder comes in handy because it's super thin and compact. So I have the essential cards that I need in here. I will show you what it looks like at the back, in the back pocket, just so if you're curious. So that fits in perfectly at the back there, and you've still got a lot of space. Like, you could put like a little lipstick if you wanted to at the back there too, or a chapstick. That fits in perfectly. But just to be more secure, I like to put my wallet or card holders inside the actual bag compartment itself, so that slips into the back pocket really nicely. The next thing I have are my keys, so on my Orbit key holder, which I love, and my car key on that too, so that slots in really nicely just on the side there. I have my little Hermes Bustier coin purse with a lot of change, so I'll pop that next to the keys. So as you can see, that's with 3 items in there so far, so it is not a huge bag, but you do fit all the essentials. You do have a lot of space at the back there still. So I will put my phone. So I have my phone case here, and I'll pop that just at the front of everything, so I've got easy access to it. So that slips in really nicely. I think maybe if you had like the Pro Plus or like the really larger iPhones, it won't fit. I have the iPhone XS. I believe the iPhone 11 may fit in there, but if you have the Plus version, I don't think it will, just because as you can see, the XS is already taken up this entire slot, and you do have to put it either at the front or at the back, because as you'll see, the little gusseted sides go in, so it won't actually fit in the middle of the bag, which is fine. So I often just keep it at the front there next to like the card holder slots, just so I have easy access whenever I open the bag. So that still closes really easily, and you do still have space just on the side behind the keys there. So I do have my hand sanitizer, so I always have to have hand sanitizer with me, so that slots in really nicely. I have a lipstick, so that will just go next to the coin purse and behind the keys. And even on top there, if I was going to the grocery store, I do have like a little reusable bag folded up, so that just slots in really nicely on top like that. And that's essentially all I really need if I'm just running out to run errands, and that closes perfectly. So it is pretty much packed to its full capacity, but you won't see any bulging at all. It still looks really flat and flush. I just love this little top handle too. Like, you won't realize how much you miss a top handle until you have one. I like how it sits flat when you're not using it, but for example, when it's on the passenger seat and I need to just grab it really quickly, I just grab it like this and then take it out and then pop it over my shoulder. Whereas if it didn't have a top handle, I'd often have to just grab it like grab bags by the strap, and it just like kind of dangles a bit and it's awkward grabbing it and then getting out of the car. I know it doesn't seem like a huge deal, but when you actually start using a bag with a top handle, it actually makes a huge deal. So it's really easy just to grab and go. So yeah, that's everything that fits inside. And if you had the 6-ring key holder from Louis Vuitton, so this guy here, I know I did a video recently on why I recommend the Orbit key holder over the 6-ring key holder, and this is a prime example, or really good example, to showcase what I mean. So if I was to use this instead, like, I wouldn't be able to wiggle it in, like I probably wouldn't be able to fit in a lipstick and my hand sanitizer, because this would take up a lot more space. So as you can see there, it just takes up a lot more space. Maybe I could still fit my hand sanitizer just at the back, but that is still like, that's pushing it, and that's even with no keys inside the 6-ring key holder. So this is completely flat right now. So imagine if I had my bulky key fob on it, plus all my house keys and everything else inside the key holder. I probably wouldn't be able to fit, or probably wouldn't be able to fit my coin purse at all, because this would be taking up space in there. So yeah, this is a lot bulkier than this when using smaller handbags. So that's why I appreciate the Orbit key holder a lot more when I'm using smaller handbags, and that's why I've been opting for this a lot more lately. But yeah, that's everything that fits inside the Coach Kip Crossbody bag. And if you guys can get your hands on this, I would highly recommend it, and definitely scour the net for coupon codes, like 10% coupon codes on Farfetch. If I can find any, I'll leave in the description box below. But yeah, for $400, this is an amazing handbag. So highly recommend this. So yeah, that's an overview of the Coach Kip Crossbody bag and what fits inside. As much as I love my designer and luxury handbags, I do like to dive into some contemporary brands here and there. For example, I do love my Longchamp Le Pliage tote bag. That bag is a true workhorse for me. So I really love trying out new brands and just testing out their leathers and materials and seeing how they wear over time. And I can definitely tell that this will be in my collection for a very long time, if not forever. So yeah, that's all for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helped me out and help grow my YouTube channel. I have a lot more content planned, so stay tuned for that. But until then, I'll see you next time. Bye!